NBA season is over, as you can see. The Pelicans are in the play, and I already know that, Mr. Francis, the Pelicans are in the play tomorrow, but the game is, your team's on the road. So, time for redemption when it comes to the Pelicans conquering the Lakers right now and sending them home, indeed. That, the Diamante, obviously, how did I get this far for Tiger Woods, obviously? Despite finishing top, despite finishing 60th place. And I told Mr. Francis Tiger Woods, even though the final animal was better than LeBron, because LeBron didn't go through scrutiny. LeBron was just narcissistic. But if he didn't go to Kobe Bryant's statues ceremony, yeah, I already know LeBron started his own podcast. That doesn't mean he's going to get views for his podcast. It's going to be some people to no views, or some views, because when LeBron will overlook everybody that's been successful: golf, football, soccer, football in Hispanic terms. He would overlook everybody else that's been more successful than him. And it's sad to say. Because I dealt with scrutiny, controversy, racism, sexism, a lot of other things, heightened the weight classes, dwarfism. You get down there, you got Miss Friends. But he's why Miss Friends don't want to do a podcast with me, because he knows I'm going to roast him. I don't know who the Michael Jordan, but it ain't LeBron. It's not LeBron's era no more now. Much LeBron keeps thinking that. He's been bitching and complaining about certain things all season long, and now he gets to redeem himself finally. But it don't matter what he's going to do, obviously, against the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans will make them adjustments, in-game adjustments, pretty much. Just to shut down LeBron right now, because he did get lucky getting into his plan right now, because they wasn't even supposed to play. They was supposed to be out of playoff contention, and Jimmy Buss was supposed to be fired. Jenny Buss was not fired, per se, but supposed to have been, her future was in question. Darnell, he's coaching for his job, too. And I told Mr. Francis this, too. Darnell's still coaching for his job, and they might not have no coach soon enough. So, when that happened, I told Mr. Francis, I was asking whether they'd fire Darvin Ham, because he couldn't get it done. But we're just surprised that Darvin Ham went to the Bucks now. Darvin Ham I wouldn't be surprised if Darvin Ham went to the Bucks to coach the Bucks, obviously, because he's going into a particular zone like Darvin. They might fire Doc Rivers, unfortunately. So I don't know about the Bucks with Doc Rivers, and they might fire him. I think they will stay with Milwaukee, because he still has 2 years left on his contract that Portland traded away. But anyways, like I said to Henry, I gave him until August. Shorts I never gave him until August, but I had to give him more time in CACOM. If he actually faces the worst measurements that are relevant. Cause I already told him you can't do what you want to do with that shift drive, because that shift drive is like your life meter in Borderlands, the pre-sequel. Once that meter is gone, you're gonna be stunned. And if you go for those flips were human. You got tetrad, triangle, and square as our favorite button today on our arcade stick. Especially a hitbox one, the one I just showed you in one of my streams, Henry, as well. The hitbox one, keyboard, you saw the triangles going, no grabs. No flips, too many grabs, too many flips. That's annoying. Your main took grab, because Bree didn't want to run his own grabs. He didn't copy, he took him. Anyways, I mean, when it comes to rage quitting games, like I said, I know too much. Like I told them, the Street Fighter was going to win Game of the Year, and I was right on the money with this when I saw the Game of the Year awards last year. And I sent a text to my uncle, obviously. Also, Street Fighter 6 is coming. Super Street Fighter 6 is coming. Also, Final Fight remake. A few other remakes. And then Sega with Daytona USA remake. That's why I'm grabbing that game too as well. A lot of other remakes for our second coming out. And Sonic Unleashed remake. Also, Why the other remakes for Capcom coming, but Ultra Street Fighter 6 and Super Street Fighter 6 is coming together. Found on the channel Roofy Manga that Ultra Street Fighter 6 was in development and Super Street Fighter 6 was in development. And 35th Anniversary Edition retro games in development while Street Fighter 6 came out last year. But I told Henry, you can't do what you want to do with a DualSense and expect to win that way because I know you're going to break your controller. Like I said, I wasn't going to give you the run back anyway. If I did, obviously, because the host of Amazon, I didn't give it, I left the session. Let you with a lot of soul, honey. But you have to learn that you can't parry full expect to win. That's playing to lose title in Capcom, playing to lose. Because you're risking your health in the process. You can't expect to win that way. Yes, you can parry the basketballs, but you can't expect a charge card to fall for any. They did, they fell for once, but it'll break you, right? Break you. Think about the movie too, where you can't kill demons either. But like I said, we focus on the baseball season right now. With Niners, so we just beat one of my favorite teams in baseball. Just beat one of my other favorite teams in baseball. Ball just beat Milwaukee yesterday. They split the series. They split the series. Yankees are off to a hot start, sadly to say. But I don't think that hot start's going to be sustainable. Because they might trade Mike Garland to another team, pretty much. Anyways, basketball season's over. The playing games Tuesday and Wednesday. But I told Henny obviously you can't beat Team Delta and Team Show doing what you're doing. And then do the hard fought part One Piece critical on to think you won the match. You didn't. You're just too toxic, Henny. I may be toxic too. I'm not saying I am. I am, but you can't be a charge guy doing what you're doing. It's going to lead to you losing the hard way. That's glass. Think about that on those true. If you had played the charge card already, which you probably did in the ranked matches, and you got broken right of it. Can't do that, expect them to fall for it. Hey, if they fall for it because players are obviously on the same level as you as far as player points, you probably have the same battle points as them, but if their point was what it means, they are playing to win. It's just things they have to work on. They have to work on. They can't fall for what you're falling for, obviously. But at the end of the day, you got until August. But I sure shouldn't have given that time, but I had to give you that time because, like I said, yeah, I may have been talking smack, but I know my worst matchups when kind of conquering you. You can't be a charge carrier by doing what you're doing. I showed you a lot of clips that talked about why you don't parry full strength and expect to win that way. That's glass. And I showed you on one of my followers channels why you don't parry full strength because you did that with or without you. You was gonna be programmed by that girl game I just showed you. That guy, I'm just trying to find her on YouTube, whatever her YouTube name is, but you can't do it that way. You saw how the kick broke you right by foot. That girl game just broke that read right, and that was a breed where you was years ago, master rank, that you was still on the PS3 version. You was master rank, but that player battle points was down because he either kept rage quitting or kept losing by doing the obvious things, which was that thing you saw right there. He broke you up, break you. And that was with our case at that girl game that with that guy, she was done with W as well and a few other mains as well, and broke you right out of it. Even a terrible player too, pun intended, but you can't expect to win that way, honey. You just can't. But I told Mr. Francis the reason why he don't want to make a podcast with me because or let's say the greatest Michael Jordan of all time, even the kind of double-digit titles, the Green Hornets, the Green Hornets. With titles. But I told Mr. Francis honestly, who was the greatest player of all time, and I told you on one of my shorts too. Bruce Roy went to the University of Washington Huskies. He was hired as a one and done basketball. Hopefully he got the movies. I don't know being the movies, obviously. He was a one and done basketball at the University of Washington Huskies. He was linked to another school called San Francisco Bisons because that was the city he grew up from. But then he called Hong Kong his home. He merged with Hong. Well, she didn't merge. He moved to Hong Kong, called it his home. But he was already Asian because California is one of the few cities that defies Asia. One of several cities anyway. But like I said, Mr. Francis, the reason why you don't want to make a podcast with me because I'm going to roast when it comes to Michael Jordan. You can have that debate about the Ron Michael says debate. It's not a debate. It's not. Because you just can't say LeBron's the guy. He don't have had 6 titles. He's 4-6. Think about it. He's held that NBA Finals record for most losses since he got to that 6 loss against Golden State most recently years ago. 6 losses, man. That's the wrong side of win-loss percentage as far as NBA Finals. And if he got the 6th title, that was 50 fast Jin Gang, and all the heaven and hell he went through just to get those titles. He ain't chasing on nothing. Like I said, LeBron's done. I told his friend even at the beginning of the season, started even when the season started, because I told about Memphis. Yeah, Memphis, they made it beat Memphis, obviously. But once John Morant returns, obviously, from that tournament after he tore in part, he's back with a vengeance, bitches, indeed. He's going to cause hell in the league now. Now that he made his first All-NBA honor 2 years ago, second team All-NBA honor. Probably unanimous comeback, and John's going to be a comeback player of the year in the league. For sure, for sure. But like I said, I told Mr. Francis, it's not LeBron's era no more. Once you want to say LeBron's going to play forever, he will not play forever. Not with the injuries he's dealing with now on that leg. Told you when he injured that leg most recently, it missed a portion of games because of that, because he did not get that torn tendon in his foot fixed. He did play through it, but he did aggravate it in the process. Told you he was going to do it. I told Mr. Frank he was going to do this. He was going to aggravate that injury, and look, we're going to hear he is washed up because of that injury now. And he is playing through the torn tendon still. He's not, LeBron's not 100%. He's 80% LeBron because of that torn tendon in his right foot still. But you got to worry about AD too, because AD might not be available for that playing game tomorrow. They say he injured his hip and his chest. And they say he might be questionable in this game. AD's not going to be 100% either, despite playing 75 games. He might be first team or second team All-NBA, depending on how many games he played. No, he played 75 games, so he might be first team All-NBA. But it's going to be too other for that unanimous first team, because Giannis is going to make it again. And our team made the playoffs, just that we didn't want to scrutinize coach that can't get it done either. We need a better coach. As long as we keep Damian Lillard Harrod, that's what matters. But I do feel Giannis want to stop Rose to leave. But anyways, at least Mr. Francis don't want to do a podcast with me because he knows I will roast him when it comes to having a corner rocket like me. Well, I know that Michael Jordan's up there. Damn sure ain't LeBron. It's a fact. Because so he would not have 6 finals losses. He would have been in a slam dunk contest. He did do one in high school, but when he threw it up at the backboard, which I saw a short for that too, it went in like a layup, and he didn't do it on. He was embarrassed. He was ashamed of himself. The reason why he didn't want to do it so he know somebody would show him up. But anyways, so the Lakers might be short-handed while AD, that means Zion might control that paint. It's restricted everybody when it comes to those paint points. But like I said, Henny, you can't also comment on Henny too as well. You can't be a charge here by doing what you're doing. It's not fair what you're doing with Ryu, and it's not fair that you disrespect a charge characters per se. But you can't be them doing what you're doing. It's not working out to your favor, and that's even with a dual sense too, pun intended. There's no, once you break your control, you're gonna be paying $180 for it once you break it, because I gave you that L and Emma's battle in a best of 3 versus 3 wins, and I was the one that beat you. I already know you hold a grudge for 6 months. That I do know if you defy water astrology. Quote me on that. I could be wrong if you're water astrology, but I think you are. You hold a grudge for 6 months. But you knew this was coming, Henny and Catcon. You knew this was coming, man. Like, come on. I'm glad this case dropping. But like I said, you can't be a guy doing what you're doing. It's not fair what you're doing. Hell, it's not even fair to Perryville to expect to win that way. It's going to be glass. Well, not glass on 6, but it defies a break you out of the bed. Not glass. You don't see glass. You see the animation in the game, obviously. But like I said, you can't be the player doing what you're doing. That's not going to work all the time. Even you doing that hard fought piece, critical either. Because once I give it, if I do give that run back, which Barry, I'm not going to give you that run back. That's heavyweight kicks all day. But I told you that L was coming. You got until August, though. Because like I said, you can't be a charge guy doing what you're doing. It's not going to work that way. And you mashing by pairing two, it's not going to work that way. It's going to be getting breaking right up on Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Ultra Street Fighter 6. Once Ultra Street Fighter 6 comes out soon, and Super Street Fighter 6 comes, that's going to be a break you right up there. That's glass. And you be an idiot that did that over 4 rating. You gave me the Buddy Gory KO heavyweight kicks again. Because you did the over 4 rating. I told you not to do that one either. But you honestly did it. That would led to you getting broken right out of it. But as we get back to sports, I told Mr. Francis too, it's not LeBron's era no more now. If you look at the future of nostalgics currently in the NBA, so it's going to be a unanimous comeback player of the year. Yeah. We got one of the best road records, and we got the best road record in the NBA, 28-14. But like I said, expect the Lakers to be shorthanded without AD because AD's dealing with a hip flexor and also dealing with a banged up chest. He played most of the games, but do you expect AD to play 75 games a year, almost the whole season? No, sir. Now with his 18 mortality, and now that he has those two, that's 18 mortality that he's dealing with now. Told Mr. Francis this. Yeah, always why I think I know why you didn't make that podcast because you know what's going to roast you. You probably going to put your hands up for F your fans. Say F your fans, Mr. Francis. I don't know the Michael Jordan. He ain't LeBron. That's a fact. If it was, he would have been at 6 titles by now. He's still chasing 6, and he's been chasing 6 for this long, but it's going to fall short. Because everybody, even Stephen A. Smith said this could be his end game. LeBron could, and me and Stephen A. Smith agreed. This could be his end game. This is it. If they don't win that playing game and don't win against the Warriors, whoever wins within the Warriors and in that playing game tomorrow, then I don't know what to tell you. Then Darrell Ham's going to be fired. And I told you that from the beginning. You know I'm right, though. But I was saying to Henny, too, it's like you can't be a charge guy doing what you're doing. That's not the way to win. It's the way to lose. No grabs and no flips. That's too much. There's too many flips. He kept doing it, and that was annoying. And he knew he was going to get tapped right with the triangle and square button. But wasn't conquering you, Hunter. You're dead to me in Ultra Street Fighter 6 as well, and Super Street Fighter 6 as well. Because we don't know you're going to keep pairing folks, and you think that's going to be the way to win. That's going to be the way you lose glass. That's esports. This is a dangerous bit. This is a dangerous biz. But you're doing right now. Because you're only point manipulating mains because you know you think you're all that and you're not. I saw what you did with picking my uncle's main, and I was not impressed. But what you did right there, you mimicked the main's point manipulator. Only because Ozzy, you don't know what's coming to when it comes to those parry breaks. There's no once John conquers you too, and I conquer you as well. We both lead the session. That's the title that John knows about too. Well, that's You Lose, You Leave title. Which I knew Henry was going to do that anyway because I left the session heavyweight kicks. I know he would want the salty run. I said, no, because I told you wasn't going to be the player doing what you're doing. Because you would charge yourself and you was going to be stunned in the process anyway. But you can't be a charge character doing what you're doing. Or charge characters doing what you're doing. That's not going to work that way. You had to be creative when it comes to the real car, not just innovative. And this is one of my family members' issue that's in this house issue. He's too innovative for Ken, too innovative. That's why he can't beat John. My cousin can't beat John, and that's just being honest. He's too innovative. And this is facts. But anyways, baseball season's been off to a lot of surprising teams in the AL and the NL. Some of my favorite teams, even the Padres, just beat the Dodgers. Whoever is a Dodgers fan, obviously. Split the season, so as you know, we 4-2 against the Dodgers so far. The reason why we're in this wild card race, you know, it's just the first 18 games of the season. It's a long season, though, 162 games. But yeah, but I told Mr. Francis honestly, the reason why he don't want to do a podcast with me because you don't know I'm going to roast him when it comes to the Michael Jordans too, in all sports, not just one. LeBron overlooks everybody that's been more superior than because he's still loyal to the franchises. And Bron's not loyal. Oh, he's loyal to his family, like I said on one of my shows. He ain't loyal to his franchises either. Because if he was, he would have already had 6 titles. Or 11 titles. You know, I told Mr. French he ain't going to catch a record anytime soon. Why? You know why. Because what Bill Russell did in the Miss Hines era, even though the 1800s, mid 1920s, and 1930s, that was unbelievable. Victorian era, in an era where shot clocks were not even invented then. And I told Mr. Francis, we really don't want to do a podcast with me. I know because you already know you're gonna do the finger, and when you did this, obviously, we did a finger. We actually did this when I'm doing the gesture, right? So after you finish that, I said, well, LeBron's not the GOAT. And the reason I called you on 2K basketball on PS4, I'll show you why LeBron's not the GOAT, but MJ is. If I run into you on PS4, you in trouble when I see you in basketball because you only 5'1". The dwarfism. I'm dealing with dwarfism too, as well. But that's what my grandmother's in because she's only 4'11" herself. He's like, I got the 5'11" because my mom was 6'1". Of course, she got the height because my grandfather Hutchinson was Burley's height. Now jump height classes in basketball too, but that's Maurice's height. I jump height classes. Now Conga even in basketball with height classes too, pun intended. But I know Mr. Friend's gonna probably do this Josh Johnson, man. We all know the Michael Jordan ain't LeBron. I told you that from the beginning. Even before he got into the league and after he got to his end game finally, he's not the greatest player of all time. If he was, he would have already had 6 titles or 11 titles. Then, if you're talking about him doing it in that era, then yeah, LeBron would have been the greatest player with 12 titles, but he only has 4. Kobe Bryant was the GOAT. And I know this for a fact. Because he stood loyal to his franchise. You know, he was originally drafted by the Hornets, but Bus was too greedy and good. And he let a player chase titles in the East, like Kobe, so he wasn't chasing in the West. And when the West was loaded, then even now, years ago, and even then and now. Like I told Mr. Francis, you be all right. But I don't know who Michael Jordan's on. That's including Tony Hawk as well. Michael Phelps with 11 gold medals, or more than 11 gold medals. He has 23 gold medals, but yeah, The Rock would have kind of 34 titles, all but the University don't have that title. But anyways, and Bruce Richard, man, never said when it comes to the title. What titles? Bruce Roy would have probably would have conquered in this era. If I know about myself, I would have dunked on Mr. Francis in this era right now because we all know he's going to sit next to you. You're only 5'1", you're going to get dunked on by me. NJ by me. That's a fact. NBA 2K, NBA Fathead Edition. How rude. Because Mr. Francis is only 5'1". I thought you were taller than me, but I was wrong. You shorter than I am. You're only 5'1". Sucks to be you on that. Go to warfare. I'm not trying to talk down on your height. Obviously, that's the warfare. I don't talk nobody what you're doing with the warfare. I said that's sad that you get to my height or close to it. You fell a little bit short. You're shorter than I am. But anyways, when it comes to the Michael Jordans, obviously, Kobe Bryant was the GOAT. Vince Carter was the GOAT. Even when he did not have that title, other than 2011, if you count that one from 2011, you don't count him, but you had to because he was a role player. But anyways, Mr. Frank is a role player in basketball. I am a starter in this league, even on 2K. Because if I called him out in 2K, Mr. Frank don't want to smoke in any game, including tackling and box with me without the gloves too. What titles? What titles? But anyways, we're supposed to start at the 20-minute mark. But anyways, the Space Wolverines go took us to a lot of disappointing teams in the National League, but some teams are still surprising. Milwaukee, the Brewers, I'm not surprised they're 10-4, obviously, but I am surprised because that's their first 10-4 start since the Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder era and Harmon Killebrew era. That was 4 decades ago. But yeah, Orioles are 9-6. But I think our football team could get to the Super Bowl. I think so. Because to beat a man, to be a dynasty, if we're going to be a dynasty like Kansas City, we have to beat the man in Kansas City. And that's Kansas City. I know Mr. Frank hates Red, but you don't hate Red when it comes to animal astrology. You hate Tiger Woods, you hate me. Gotta fight that one. Year of the Dragon. With turtles, with tails. These were Mr. Francis, and I also to respond to Mr. Francis' question. As far as astrology, I defy CC on my grandmother's end, on Grandma Catsy on the Hutchinson end, but I also defy Taurus. My birthday is next month, Mr. Francis. You asked the obvious question. I don't know why you asked that question. Your knew what astrology I was. May 18th. Now you know what astrology I am, and also the 5 air on the Hansa in, which my grandmother's birthday was like 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago, January 31st. So I had the 5 air on the Hansa, and yes, you know all three of my astrology. I'm Taurus, but my father was a Taurus. My grandfather Hutchinson was a Taurus. Broly, and also was Broly's height, which is also Aaron Gordon's height and LeBron's height, Broly's height. But yeah, and also the height that Blake Griffin was too, Broly's height, and also Aaron Gordon for the Nuggets too, also that height too as well. But yeah, you can't be a charge carrier by doing what you're doing, Mr. Son. It's not going to work that way. It's going to lead to you losing every time. You had a chance to get the master even on 6. You just blew it. You blew it. You blew it, man. You blew it. You had a chance to get to master rank, and you blew it. You blew it, man. You blew it. And wherever you are, you probably either diamond 1 or diamond 2 or diamond 3. That's still pretty impressive because you're not that far from master rank. But what stopped you from getting there currently is yourself. And not facing charge carriers. If you did run the charge carrier, you lost to all of them. I told you this. I told you this. Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me. I told you that you was going to lose against the charge carrier. I told you this from the beginning. Because you can't be a charge carrier doing what you're doing, man. You just can't do it that way. Expect to win that way. That's going to lead to you losing. Because I know you got a mic. I got a mic too. Once I get my, I'll be getting my PS4 back soon enough. But just once I conquer you, hold a grudge for 6 months. Because obviously you wanted to point manipulate mains and you wanted to mimic mains purposely. So somebody's going to have to teach you a lesson too, not to do that. Ever again, ever. Because once Ultimate Street Fighter 6 comes out, Super Street Fighter 6 come out, all the other Capcom games are coming out, couldn't remakes even for Final Fight as well, and then Street Fighter 30, you're dead to me in those games too as well. I will beyond conquer you right now. I know you said with only one that's facing myself. I said, well, you're not on the level of a charge. You would have been, because if you was on the level of a charge, you would have been beat it by now. And you would have been beat it by now. And as she got the match, what stopped you from getting there was that cockiness and manipulating mains purposely. Now you did that. Now me and John going to teach you a lesson in Capcom too. Yeah. I stream it at 28 minutes, a little bit over 20. I started at 28 minutes, but yeah. Like I said, guys, you can't do it. And don't be Henny and Capcom for us being a clown. Because Henny, in some of his clips, I saw some of his gameplay, but it's not impressive to me. It's not impressive. Because he mimicked the mains. Mimic everybody else, man, including mine. So, yeah, you're going to be a pathetic loser in Capcom doing that. But like I said, somebody's going to teach you a lesson, too, not to do that. No more. Because you are a clown. You're not even representing your ass. Henny's not even representing his astrology. He's been very real immature right now. Facts. Yeah. Got in the stream, guys, but yeah.